Mechias Amalek in our day. Look around you in your neighborhood. You may not like some of the neighbors, but certainly not Amalek. So how are you going to be Mekayim the mitzvah say the rice of Mechias Amalek? And like Tishkach. And the whole thing is such a steer we obey. The only ones in the world that remember Amalek are us. If after 10 generations we would forget about Amalek, there'd be no Amalek. So what does the Torah say? Zachor eis hash'atzu lecha Amalek. You better remember Amalek. Loi tishkach, never forget. Mochei timcha zecher Amalek. Well, what are we supposed to do? Forget? Eradicate? Eradicate means there's no commemoration, no Amaleki archaeological find, no Amaleki dog, no Amaleki cow, no Amaleki sheep, no Amaleki house, no Amaleki well. Remember Amalek? Never to forget Amalek. The whole mitzvah sounds so puzzling. And who's Amalek today? So the Rambam says the mitzvah of Mechias Amalek is to hate Rishoyim. It's a contemporary mitzvah. The Ramban, in his addition to mitzvahs that the Rambam neglected to write, Nasei Zayin, V'chein etztavinu b'schira zu kedei lizkor, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be moiche, not just for no reason, the name of Amalek, eradicate. Meichem losoy oleinu. He loves us. Listen to the Lashon of the Ramban. It's a very contemporary Lashon. Lin koim, to take vengeance. Hachamas, that's what he writes. Hachamas. Sha'os alonu Amalek, mimeni yisal. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu will take our vengeance. You know, it's like Rashi Yeshanim says, Bikei Shankiv Leisha B'Shalva. Yeshiv Yaakov. Nitzoitz echad yoytzem imafuach shalcha. It's going to take down Esav. You know what our job is? Our job is to keep on learning. It's that blacksmith that's clanging away at the anvil, and one spark will ignite all the flax and take down the enemy. That's exactly what our job is. So it's the Rabbi Shalom. We have to remember that the Rabbi Shalom will take Nekama b'chamlosai, his tremendous compassion that he has over us. Take Nekama. The Smag and Siman Chav Gimel. The love of Leisishkach, what does it mean? Don't forget Amalek. Who's Amalek? He writes, Shaloi Nishkach Sha'kodesh Baruch Hu Yitzilenu Miyodai. We should have Yerosai al Paneinu, Levilti Necheta, V'schuzei Tein Lonu Koyach Leinaka Mimenu. Who's going to protect us from our daily Amalek? Our generational Amalek? Ki Yod al Kisya, Dor, Mechama Ba'amalek. It's going to be the Rebbeinu Shalom. And it's going to be our Amunah in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we have to remember that the Rebbeinu Shalom will take him down. Sefer HaCharedim, a fascinating insight. The mitzvahs lo yisaseh atluyas beretz Yisrael, pei beis, is Moshe, the second parak. The mitzvahs haschiru v'israel yisishkach, lizkar sha'amalek bo, Biglal sharafu yudeim shel Yisrael min ha-Torah min ha-mitzvahs. Every mitzvah that you perform enthusiastically, like you run to lunch, every loisaseh that you abstain from without any weakness, that's Mechias Amalek. You can be mekayim the mitzvahs aseh of mochei timcha zecher Amalek, loy tishkach, the whole year round. Just energize yourself like Amalek was energized to go after you. Sefer HaChinuch, mitzvah Tov Reish Gimel, the shorish of the mitzvah, lo seis alibeinu, shkol ha-mitzvah Yisrael. Whoever causes pain and grief to the Jewish nation is doing it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ulufira osoi v'roiv niskoi tiyam apolosei. The bigger he is, the nastier he is, the harder he's going to fall. K'may shat ha-moitzi ba'amalek. They attacked Klal Yisrael in such a dastardly way, killing themselves in the process, scalding themselves to cool off the pool, and that's how they were destroyed. And that's going to be in the future. Look at these enemies of the Jewish people, and the ferocity, intensity of the hatred is going to be the bigger mapol. And now I want to suggest one more mahalach, which is a very contemporary mahalach, because I was machadish it. It is not from the take it or leave it column. I believe it's true. And it's based really on something I heard from Rabbi Ramot Legifta Zatzal, a very cryptic statement that I'm now fleshing out. Amalek, he said, is a contraction of Omel Kuf. being diligent, learning, chazering 100 times. It's a mystery. I'm sorry too, but I'll try to explain. Vayilachem im Yisrael b'Refidim. Raf Yedeim shel Yisrael b'Torah v'mitzvos. Refidim is not just a geographic location. It's a description as to how Amalek attacked. Why Amalek attacked? What was lacking in Klal Yisrael? They were weakened in Torah mitzvahs, but it doesn't say in what. It just says, Raf Yedeim shel Yisrael b'Torah v'mitzvos. There's a klal called Mida Keneged Mida. Our enemies take what is missing from our Avodah and use it against us. You see, there's a starke kasha you have to ask on Amalek. Where is the Geneva Convention? You can't go to war against people who don't believe in the Geneva Convention. If you have a terrorist that runs out of bullets and he takes a knife and hacks off his arm and uses it as a club, you can't fight such a person. Anyone willing to kill himself, the federal agents of the Secret Service plan for contingencies where the assassin, would-be assassin, is trying to escape. But if he wants to kill himself in the process, there's nothing they can do to protect the president. They can look along with their sunglasses from today to tomorrow and have all the earbuds and the coils and look very impressive and very professional. They can't stop a person blowing himself up, and the president as well. Not when he's pressing flesh, now he's out in the crowd. They could try, it's not going to happen. You can't fight against an enemy that's going to kill themselves. They're not suicide bombers, they're homicide bombers. They're killers who use their bodies to kill. No conventional warfare, how do you fight against them? And where did they get the impetus to do this? L'malam and Ashir, l'malam and Agvol, they weren't taking vengeance. There was not territorial land grab. It was the desert. There was nothing to take. There were no possessions. So why are they fighting the Jews to the very end? Why did Hitler go to war and vanquish Einstein and the other Jewish scientists? He could have had the hydrogen bomb and then killed the Jews. How could he possibly use trains that were needed for wounded German soldiers, decorated with the Iron Cross, with one cluster and two clusters, and let them die, a beat to kill Klal Yisrael? Take 1 million Hungarian Jews and deport them to Auschwitz. Where's the seichel? Win the war, you were fighting on two fronts, and then kill the Jews. He couldn't control himself. Where does Amalek get this from? L'malam and Ashir, l'malam and Agvol. It comes from Omel Kuf. What the Shiva Zatzal, I believe, was alluding to was, Chazal say, there's no comparison between somebody who learned something 100 times and 101. What's the difference in 100 and 101? Why not 69 and 70? Why not 99 and 100? Why 100 and 101? Because I believe 100 is the greatest seminal symbol of accomplishment, complacency. I learned Zvachim Halavai 100 times. Now I go on to Menachos. When I learn Zvachim 101 times, that's the greatest sign of Ishir, of Igvul. I'm not complacent, I'm not satisfied. I keep on learning with every breath HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives me in my life. That's Einei Doim Hashem Pirkei Meir L'Meir V'Echad. And it doesn't start with the 101st time. It starts with the first time you learn Me'im Esayker and Kriya Shema. Bereshis Bar Elokim Shemaim Ba'aretz. This is a fellow that's learning Torah, L'malam and Ashir, L'malam and Agvul. There's a person who has a goal. When he finishes his goal, it's over. He's complacent. Amalek was called Amalek because they took the Omel Kuf and they went beyond the Omel Kuf. They looked at us and we were Amalek. We were Raf Yidem Shei Yisrael B'Torah Mitzvos. We had limitations which were self-imposed. So they went to war, Mida Keneged Mida, with what we were lacking. L'malam and Agvul, l'malam and Ashir. That's Amalek until this very day. It's such a study in contrast. The difference in 100 and 101 is the difference between l'malam and Agvul and with Gvul. Amalek says, everything is mikra, everything is happenstance, there's no God in anything. And we say with the same word mikra, rak be'Hashem, rearrange the letters. It's only HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Every blade of grass has HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They look throughout the world and they can't find God in anything, the sun, the stars, the moon, the planets. And we say Hashem in a blade of grass, with a malach commanding the blade of grass to grow. That's our fight with Amalek. It's from one end of the spectrum to the other. And the same way Amalek has the vim and vigor of L'malam and Agvul. That was lacking, and that's what we have to re-energize ourselves in. That's Mechias Amalek. The Mechias Amalek is the Amalek within ourselves, the Amalek of Amal Kuf. Been there, done there, I'm burnt out, let somebody else do it, and he's all of 23. Why is God giving you resources and time and a brain? Because you can do so much. There is a time to plan, to utilize, to dedicate. Not to fall back on your laurels and say, I've accomplished, I've done. Because when life is completely accomplished, it's time to say bye-bye. When you've refined your character and you're a perfect person and done all that you can do for the world, Hashem takes you back. There's always going to be more and more and more things that you can do. That was Rebelsky's outside. That's the Gedolim Tzaddikim. You see so many people, they're so busy. They're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and they're still cooking with gas. Mechias Amalek is very contemporary. According to the Rambam, hate Rishoy. According to the Charedim, make sure you do mitzvahs with excitement, with inspiration. Be moicha, the Refidim of Klal Yisrael V'Lochem Yisrael B'Refidim. What we're suggesting is that don't be complacent. There is a time to soar, to grow. New vistas, new horizons, new challenges, new goals. And plant your money properly. That's the mitzvah of Matanas Lev Yonim, which has to be done with seichel.